It's over. It's done. 98. It's gone forever.
Welcome to the wrap up of the the middle the middle ground of American Godzilla. We had the worst in Power Hour. We now present to you the less worse.
We present to you the second worst. Also the second best.
I don't know if Legendary will beat... it'll probably beat Heisei. Because Heisei kind of...
When I say second worst, I mean second worst American made.
Yes, I know.
And then second best American made.
Second... Yes, it is both. TriStar Godzilla. Yeah, so 98 was a better film than I initially gave it credit for. But the problem was that it was a Godzilla film, and that just kind of...
It was a Godzilla film with a T-Rex masquerading as Godzilla.
With baby velociraptors to boot.
It was as much a Jurassic Park movie as it was a Godzilla movie.
Except the monster was really smart. In a way that was surprisingly fine? Minus the helicopter fake out. That was absurd.
No, that part's great.
Yeah, I mean,
that part is the best.
It's the best because it's stupid.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie was fine because it was fine. And then for some godforsaken reason, they got to make an animated series.
Yeah, I guess the animated series would have been cheaper than the initial trilogy that they had planned.
Probably.
And they probably wanted to do something with the license, and then...
Like, it definitely feels like they had a solid plan for the first season of the animated series. Like, they clearly had... What's-his-face, whoever wrote the quote-unquote trilogy, had his ideas, and they all got poured into season 1. Of, like, alright, this is how this is gonna go down. And then...
They just said, make it a monster of the week. No plot lines.
Nothing's consistent.
No world building.
We have to milk this.
And yeah, season 2 just kind of went off the rails.
Yeah.
Whenever it got a chance.
It was much more Power Hour-y.
Mm-hmm.
Which is never good.
No.
Never become Power Hour.
Never go full Power Hour.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a... Like, it was to the point where the animation suffered in a few episodes, and it was just like, man, this sucks. Anyway, I don't, like, there isn't that much really to talk about.
No, we spent an hour yesterday.
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, we've got... Really, the only thing I know we need to talk about is where Zilla Jr. ranks on this list. But that can come up later.
And Zilla, but yeah.
Well, we've already got Zilla's placement.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And I don't think Cyborg Zilla makes too much of an improvement.
Gave it real breath.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh boy, it's slightly better than what it was before.
Yep.
It doesn't even have its theoretical ability of just laying a bunch of eggs.
Well, that's because it's already dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it got breath for becoming sterile.
Yeah.
That's a downgrade.
Yeah, probably.
Especially if the Swarm works on everything else like it does in the series. Swarm is a really powerful ability.
Yes, against Zilla Jr.
And the Scorpion.
Yes.
Large things cannot be swarmed.
It works well in its universe, which makes it kind of hard to kind of place actual Godzilla, like Japanese Godzilla, in that universe. Because Zilla Jr. definitely starts to close the gap in terms of power level. He's much more intelligent, but He's intelligent in a similar way that Japanese Godzilla is intelligent.
Yeah.
It's not well thought out. It's not well written.
It's just he kind of knows what to do when he needs to do it.
Yeah, where like Godzilla's fighting Space Godzilla and starts destroying the crystals, and the humans
Godzilla doesn't do that though. That's Mogera that destroys the crystals. Oh, you're talking about the actual like the JO crystals in the ground.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the shoulder crystals.
No.
Because it's like that's not Godzilla.
No, Godzilla didn't do that.
That's the military.
But the problem is that we're being told that Godzilla is doing that while watching as Godzilla kind of really doesn't do it.
Yeah, he just kind of stands around like
and
laser beam.
And he might fire a few lasers at some crystals. I just don't remember that happening. And yeah, and Godzilla in the animated series is he's at first he's a character, and then he's just the plot device that solves the problem.
Yeah.
And that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
God, the first season of Power Hour, or not Power Hour, man, fuck Power Hour. Power Hour only had one season. Wait, no, did it have two?
It had 2 seasons.
Man, fuck Power Hour.
The 13 episodes apiece, and then we had to watch season 2 in low quality.
Yep, good times.
Really made the screenshots suffer, but well, what can you do?
Yep.
So as far as placements go, I honestly think Zilla Jr. could probably take the fight up to Power Hour.
Okay, what's the tier list? Because I already forgot it.
Alright, so, bottom of the list, I assume you have no issue with Zilla Jr. just outright beating TriStar Zilla. His dad.
I mean, he literally does
it in the end, or he does it in the show.
Yeah, you're right.
So Showa's next.
Okay.
He's got the size advantage. He's got the speed advantage. He's probably heavier.
You're referring to Junior.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, yes. He is. And he's got a breath attack that I don't know what the fuck it's made of.
Well, they say fire, but I don't believe it's fire because it's kind of green.
It's a fire of his own making, and it just kind of roasts things when they need roasted.
Then, yeah.
And sometimes it powers things up, which makes it confusing, but it's not radioactive because they go out of their way to point out that a lizard shooting out radioactive breath is stupid. So it's not radioactive, which means it won't power any of the Japanese Gojis up.
Yeah.
Which makes it an effective weapon, I guess. So yeah, he definitely beat Showa, just, yeah, like you said, like, its raw power is just, it can just do it physically, so...
And then next up on the list is Heisei pre-Ghidorah. Now, the only reason I say this is definitely the speed advantage. And Heisei pre-Ghidorah doesn't really have any feats.
And also is shorter.
Yeah.
Because he's also the 50 meter.
Is he 50? I thought he was like 80. I thought he was slightly bigger, but...
well, yeah, but either way,
He's the only thing I think is he's basically Showa, but better in almost every way, but we don't know how much better.
Yeah, because unfortunately he gets retconned into a bigger, better, badder Goji.
Yeah.
Which then proceeds to stomp everything it fights. So,
But, like, pre-Ghidorah, the only thing we have to measure him up against is Biollante, but he's drugged up in that fight.
Well, no, because he also is the one who fuses with Fire Rodan.
That's post-Ghidorah.
Is it?
Yes.
Shit.
Because that's Super Mechagodzilla. That's versus Mechagodzilla 2.
Okay. Alright, so, yeah. Fuck.
Like, the best Heisei pre-Ghidorah's got going for him is he beat the Super X.
Woo.
And I don't really think he beat it so much as a building fell on it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, shoot lasers through the building, that'll get him, and then...
I mean, well, defeating Biolante was a feat, but he didn't really defeat Biolante.
He kind of fought Biolante to a draw.
Yeah, and then
Biolante just like, well, my work here's done.
Fuck off.
Daughter out.
Daughter, sperm, rose out. Yeah, so... I think, animated Goji could destroy Biolante. I think that could be done, because he's much more agile.
Yeah, and he did kind of fight a thing that was like Biolante.
Yeah.
Sort of.
He got drank a bit.
Well, yeah, but Biolante doesn't have the drink ability.
And he's fought acid spitters.
Yeah. Also, Biolante's kind of a plant.
Okay, but here's the problem, though, is that Zilla Jr. has required a great deal of assistance from Nick.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I don't feel like he should.
He probably shouldn't.
He should be as smart as his dad, if not smarter. But for some reason is kind of dog-like.
I think it's mostly he could probably end the fight by himself, but to just speed things along, they just have Nick tell him what to do. And
back away, back away. I cannot deal with how many times that line was said.
Return to the water.
Go to the water.
Dad, I can't see.
It's like, stop talking to him like he's an idiot. He's been built up as an intelligent creature, and yet you talk to him like a child. I just.
And then the other thing he's got going for him is definitely combat experience.
Yeah.
Because he fought at least 40 monsters.
Yeah.
Probably more like 35, but...
Well,
that's still more than...
We can count duplicates, because, man, there were some swarms. He fought a lot of termites.
And that's definitely more than what Heisei Pregador's got going.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, this one would definitely take it, in that sense. But then we have to contend with Power Hour, and that's... God, that's tough. Is he...
They're both said to be 30 stories high.
Yes, so they are equal in height. This Goji has... Zilla Jr. has mobility out the ass, whereas this Goji has the thickness. And I don't know which one wins, because that means that Power Hour Godzilla is sturdier, but...
Did Power Hour have, like, a healing factor?
Not one that was discussed. It seemed like the best way to heal him was to introduce energy to him, which is not something he could do on his own. But that could mean that Godzilla's power breath, Zilla Jr.'s power breath, could just feed Power Hour.
I feel like Zilla Jr. I was gonna say I feel like he would recognize that the breath is feeding him, but he wouldn't. Because remember when he fought the firebug? He kept breathing fire on it.
Yeah.
And, like, it eventually kind of overpowered him.
That's the problem, is that also, Junior is inconsistent, but so is Power Hour. Power Hour is incredibly inconsistent. So either we have to compare them at their stupidest or compare them at their smartest. And I'll be honest, Junior and Power Hour at their smartest are probably equivalent in intelligence. Because they both read the goddamn script.
Yeah, so then it just comes down to raw strength and durability, which I think Power Hour might actually have.
Power Hour has it because Power Hour also has the anti-radiation laser beams, which I don't even know what that would do to Junior.
I don't think that would affect him. Because he's never been powered down.
No, that's true. Goji's never
been dehydrated.
He's been sucked. He's been infected with disease. But he's never been sapped of energy in a stupid way. So the anti-radiation laser beam, because Godzilla's in this, Junior is created by radiation, but not
powered by it.
Yeah, so...
He eats fish.
Yes,
That's
he's
his
powered by
source.
fish. Power Hour Godzilla is powered by energy. I don't know what to make of that.
I'm thinking Power Hour takes it just on the grounds of durability-wise. Power Hour swam through a volcano.
True, but I think...
And then Zilla Jr. kind of looked at lava and said, that's not for me.
That is true. They couldn't show him falling into lava because I think they kind of realized this one... Because you gotta remember, this Zilla Jr. would have a similar weakness to missiles. And in fact was shown... God, the freaking Truster messed him up with claws.
Yeah, he was really getting in there.
Yeah.
And then, the virus also got him with his weird little
Like
tentacle
the stinger
thing.
and someone else is also like the freaking launch stingers got him, though the poison didn't do shit.
Yeah, they kept saying, oh, he's poisoned, and it's just like, nah.
Yeah, so
it just kind of itches a little.
So Power Hour's fire breath would do jack shit. I will say that much. The fire
Didn't it melt stone?
But Godzilla has been hit with fire breath and it does nothing.
All right, he also got hit with space beams. In Monster Wars, I think.
I think he took damage from those.
Did he? Because I thought he just kind of came right back. Like, yeah, whatever.
That's tough. And that... His fire breath, I don't remember melting stone. I know his laser eyes did. But Power Hour's laser eyes are plot lasers.
How did he fix the dam?
With the laser eyes.
Okay, I thought he used the fire breath on stone to make a mirror. And
he used that was when he was fighting he made the mirror to fight
Axor.
But
I thought he did that with the fire breath, and then when you said he did that with the laser beams, it's like, oh, did he Did he fix the dam?
He fixed the dam with the laser beams. He melted the rock to make a mirror with his fire breath. But I get the feeling, especially since this Goji has a healing factor, like fire breath would be pretty worthless. So, god damn, it's really tough because Power Hour doesn't take damage.
Except when he gets
exhausted. He gets drained, but he never takes physical damage. Nothing ever, like, stabs him or cuts him.
They couldn't show that one.
Well, but that we have to take that into account as, like, with this Godzilla does not have the ability to drain, therefore Power Hour probably just...
Hang on, I want to find the weight class.
Okay.
Because if he is significantly less than 60,000 metric tons, he might lose it.
Fucking 60,000. Wasn't his dad only like 60 tons?
500.
What the actual fuck? Is he made of black holes?
I don't know.
How is he so fucking fast? I don't know. Like, 60,000 metric tons is bullshit.
Well, that's what the man said.
He's probably 600 metric tons.
No, the man said 60,000.
No, that is beyond dumb. He would sink into the earth. I don't know anything that's 60,000 metric tons.
Probably Ghidorah.
Or probably buildings, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what a building weighs.
I don't know either, but, like, I am not having a good time finding this.
Oh, Lord. Well, because Power Hour isn't ever explicitly told. Like, we don't know how much he weighs. I do know that he got sucked up by a magnet beam, which makes no goddamn sense.
Alright. So, Godzilla Power Hour. 600 tons. Oh my god. Now, let me...
He is a paper mache thing compared to 60,000. Metric tons are more than tons.
Yeah?
More than English tons.
Alright, now I'm going to find out Zilla Jr.'s weight.
Actual weight. Not this bullshit. I really do think they're equivalent weight.
Well, let me find Gojipedia.
Oh, God. 60,000 metric tons. What the actual fuck? That makes him 100 times denser. At that point, Zilla Jr. punches through him, and it's over. I don't care if he's never taken damage on screen.
Yeah, not having a good time here.
Oh, God.
Because they got it set up differently, not like trivia's down there. I'm just trying to find the episode, or Zilla Jr. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, 600,000 tons.
What the fuck? I mean, I guess we have to take it as canon. And if that's the case, how much does Heisei post Ghidorah weigh? We need that now, because I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind.
We're learning about weight classes now, it's great.
Yeah. As far as Power Hour is concerned, he's featherweight to Zilla Jr.'s ultra heavyweight black hole class. Fucking god damn it. Oh my god. This is a good use of my time.
Yeah, 500 tons, that sounds heavy, right?
Yeah.
And then...
Power Hour was 600.
Oh, cool. I don't think it's going to be easy to find.
Heisei's...
I don't think it's going to be easy to find his weight.
I mean, it's going to be in either metric tons or kilograms.
Well, what I'm saying is just anything on him.
Oh, Jesus. It has to be given at some point. Or there has to be some kind of estimation.
Yeah, let me just, like...
Because these Gojis are also the same size as the legendary one, aren't they?
Somewhere in there.
Because legendaries is 300 meters? No, okay, if he's 300 meters, that's like 3 times the size.
Alright, so... Oh, that's Mechagodzilla, never mind.
God damn it.
Well, you want to know how heavy Mechagodzilla is?
Do I?
The Heisei Mechagodzilla weighs in at 150,000 metric tons.
Holy shit. Okay, so...
Okay, so... Heisei, according to Wikizilla, which is not the same source, but I'm gonna just go with it anyway.
It's technically, if it's got a source...
50,000 metric tons.
Pre-Ghidorah.
He gains an additional 10,000 chunk factors after Ghidorah.
Okay, so he's 60,000. He's the same metric tonnage.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. Okay, so Zilla Jr. and Final Heisei are the same weight class. That will make things useful. So, if Zilla Jr. threw one punch at Power Hour, he would go over the horizon.
Much like Godzilla in the Showa era.
I'm just gonna leave it at that, because for whatever reason, Power Hour Godzilla is full
of helium.
Full of air. He is spongy.
He's a whalelord.
He would just crumple. It's not a contest. Zilla Jr. is above Power Hour. The weight classes just don't match. So that leaves us at Zilla Jr. versus Final Heisei, which are apparently in the same weight class.
Well, actually, it's just post Ghidorah at this point. This isn't Burning yet.
Oh,
I put Burning in its own category.
I forgot it's its own category. Okay, so...
That being said, I think post Ghidorah Heisei still takes it.
My only contention with that is that I don't feel like I feel like post, because I can factor in Burning Godzilla's behavior, because it's the same Godzilla.
Yeah.
I just can't obviously compare their power levels. I don't feel like Heisei Godzilla in any respect is all that intelligent.
I mean, you're kind of right. He just kind of goes places. He's like, whatever. I think the action's happening here. Here I am.
Yeah, but regardless, the power breath from Junior ain't gonna do shit. Let's not even pretend.
Yeah, no. Heisei's whole claim to fame is getting shot by different kinds of beams.
Yeah, and
That brings it down to Zilla Jr. has to get physical.
And that is not Heisei Godzilla's forte. Because the only instance of physical altercations that we really have at all, there were maybe like one or two throws in versus Mechagodzilla 2. I think he throws Mechagodzilla once by the tail. I believe that happened.
Does he?
I'm fairly certain.
I thought he just overpowered him with beams.
I thought somebody
like the first time he reverses the polarity of the fucking the electric wire somehow.
Yeah, that was dumb. There was also
and then I thought he just kind of shot him with red spiral until he fell over.
There was the Ghidorah tail slam, which is nothing special. They did the same to Batra.
I'm assuming Ghidorah in Heisei weighs significantly more
Than Goji?
Yeah.
I mean, both monsters can clearly output more because they have to be able to output more than they weigh.
Alright, so
Because they have to be able to lift themselves.
yeah.
Although Japanese Goji never really has a reason to climb anything. God, how does Zilla Jr. weigh 60,000 metric tons and climb a tower like daintily?
He's very light on his feet.
He's fucking dumb. He also lands silently on tiny cat feet from time to
Alright,
time.
so King Ghidorah is 70,000 metric tons.
Okay, so he can output an extra 10,000 metric tons at least.
And then I think I saw on this page that Mecha King Ghidorah adds an additional 10,000.
And he does the same fucking tail slam, doesn't he?
No.
Does he? No.
No, he just gets shot in the face and he's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the power output.
And then he gets picked up and carried away.
Yeah. And then he just blasts him and kills Mecha King Ghidorah. Mecha King Ghidorah is lame.
Let's see. He throws Batra around, but that's not quite as feat as King Ghidorah.
So we can assume that his power output is at least 10,000 metric tons more, which means he could... I'm pretty sure both of these Godzillas could lift each other. That is not
I don't know about Zilla Jr. doing that.
Zilla Jr.
Has he lifted anything?
Yes. There was a lift of... It was either the turtle or the red monster.
There was also the Biolante thing. He picked that thing up.
But that thing was, like, shrunk.
No, they said it was... They said the core was like 140 acres.
It wasn't... that was the area coverage of the whole thing.
Oh.
But... Yeah, no, the core was... The core was, like, not even Godzilla sized. So that doesn't really count. But there was the lift of the Big Red that was significantly bulkier than Godzilla.
Yeah.
Although Godzilla seems to be made of super dense I don't know what the fuck, so I don't know. But yeah, I would say Godzilla can output... Both Godzillas can output more than they weigh. They have to be able to. So they can both lift each other, more than likely. That being said, while they're both of a similar weight class, Japanese Godzilla, Heisei post-Ghidorah Godzilla is... I don't know if he's sturdier, but he looks like he should be.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lower center of weight.
I don't know that he has a lower center of gravity because he stands upright, but he's got chunk.
Yeah, he's got really hefty legs.
Yeah, he's got the thick thighs that you would think would provide.
And his tail would probably help him stabilize should he get pushed backwards.
Probably, but that's why I would think Zilla Jr. would attack from the back.
Remember,
push him forward.
Remember, Heisei Godzilla's got his nuclear shout.
Oh, he's got the get the fuck off of me.
Yes, because he does that to Ghidorah.
Yes, Godzilla does not have a move of this kind, but I think that's where Zilla Jr. would have to rely on surprise. Like,
he could dig underneath him and then just get around and then just continually do that.
And I am convinced that even Heisei era Godzilla would be fooled by the throne voice technique.
But we've never seen Zilla Jr. do that. I mean, I assume he could.
I would say it's an ability of his species. But the problem is like, how effective are the blows? Because the worst Godzilla got messed up was in Burning Form, and I don't know if Burning Form compromises his body. That's a problem, because the only time he takes significant physical damage is when he's fighting Destoroyah.
I mean, he doesn't take visible damage, but he does get grounded by fucking Batra and Mothra.
True, but that involved magical powder. And thus, I don't know what's going on in that at all.
What happened in Space Godzilla? Because there was a whole lot of nothing.
Dude, I don't fucking know. He gets assaulted by J.O. crystals. I remember that happening. I don't remember anything significant physically happening.
Anyway, we've seen Zilla Jr. get torn up by beams and acid, right?
He gets assaulted by acid, but he also knows how to get rid of it.
So, assuming that the red spiral beam is stronger than the acid,
it's just a matter of making sure that Zilla Jr. gets hit, because Zilla Jr. definitely has the advantage in the agility department. So I don't...
It's all about who can pull off a kill move first, and I feel like Heisei's got that.
Yeah, red spiral beam, if it connects, is going to plow through Zilla Jr. Whereas, in Zilla Jr.'s projectile game, Zilla Jr. gets hit a lot with projectiles.
He just kind of lets it happen, so I assume he'd just be like, yeah, whatever, red spiral beam, that's probably not... Oh, I'm dead.
But he does dodge missiles, so...
Yeah, because he knows his dad died of missiles.
Well, but also he gets hit by missiles, so it's kind of a give and take. But, yeah, I don't think Zilla Jr. has anything powerful enough to actually take down...
No, I don't think he has a kill move. He can annoy Godzilla and probably dig him into a hole and then, you know...
And what, bury him like in Showa? That was hysterical. Yeah.
But with them being comparable sizes and Heisei having a kill move...
Yeah.
I feel like that is a significant advantage. And besides, even if he does get close, again, the nuclear shout.
Yeah, he can just...
You're on my back?
Distance.
Well...
Yeah. No, he can just make distance to fire the beams, so... yeah, I think it would just... Zilla Jr. would just waste his energy until there was no dodging the red spiral beam.
Yeah. Although Zilla Jr.'s got a lot of fucking stamina.
That is true.
He can just travel around the world and be like, yep, you're ready for a fight.
And he's also... And I think that might be a part of his healing factor, that what would normally constitute physical exhaustion, he's just regenerating it as he goes. But also, I do think that the red spiral beam would just... All all it would take, because I don't ever remember Heisei Godzilla getting exhausted.
Yeah, I
don't know that he really even has a limit.
The only time he got exhausted was pre-Ghidorah.
Or when he got his ass brain blown out.
Yeah, but that wasn't exhausted. That was just paralyzed.
Well, but they had to get him to a point where they could hit him with it, and that involved electrocuting him.
Ah, right.
But power breath is not electrocution.
Yeah, Zilla Jr. doesn't have any, electric powers. He ain't Kong.
That ain't gonna happen. So, yeah, it would just come down to eventually the red spiral beam is going to hit, and it is going to probably cleave Junior in half.
Yeah. But hey, he made it into the top 3.
Crazy.
Which is surprising, because I thought for sure he was going to get blocked out by Power Hour until we learned that Power Hour was
nothing!
Was like a paperweight.
Made of paper.
He is a glass cannon.
God.
Do you think that knowledge would have changed how we rated Power Hour? Do you still think he would have beat pre-Ghidorah?
The problem is the level...
No, because it was the laser eyes.
Yeah, it was the anti-radiation laser eyes that were just bullshit.
Yeah, the magic beams.
Because I was like, that would defeat all forms of Godzilla that could not just tower over it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's just so confusing, though, because Power Hour is so, slow for how light he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's really weird.
I don't think they thought about that.
Not at all.
I think they just said, 500. That's how many tons.
Good enough. Yep. Meanwhile, his next American counterpart would just, like I said, it wouldn't even matter whether the damage would be physical. He would just get sent skyward. Possibly to space. I don't know.
I could tumble another tornado.
Yeah.
Okay, well, was there anything else we needed to wrap up real quick? Because we spent a lot of time discussing where these Zillas would place.
It was... I had to give it its fair shake. So, yeah, I don't know. Zilla Jr. is surprisingly powerful. Mainly because of his weight class.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
his speed.
The speed is important until you reach a Goji that...
doesn't care about speed.
Will just eventually hit the beam.
All he has to do is pivot slightly.
Yep.
Alright, well.
Thank God this is over.
Yeah.
Because I need to go home.
Check back next week when we watch the final Godzilla thing of this century.
What? What's...
Godzilla 2000.
Right, okay.
The final Godzilla movie of the 20th century.
And also the beginning of the millennium.
Yeah.
Cool. Bye.
See you guys later.